Today we're going to learn how to solve quadratic equations using the square root property. Let's start with something simple. Just x squared equals 36. What number times itself equals 36? Well, 6. So x equals 6, but you're only half right when you say that. What else can it equal? Well, if you said -6, you're also correct, because -6 times -6 equals 36. So anytime you see x squared, we want both the positive and the negative version of your square root. Now let's look at the next one over here. X squared equals 31. 31 is not a perfect square. So I could put it into a calculator and round it to the nearest hundredth or tenth or something like that. Or I could just keep it like this. I could say x equals the positive and negative version of the square root of 31. Okay, let's go on and look at one little weird thing. What's the square root of -16? What number times itself equals -16? Well, if you're saying -4, you're wrong, because -4 times -4 is positive 16. And positive 4 times positive 4 is, well, positive 16. There is no real number that will multiply times itself to become a negative number. So in this case, we're just going to call this no solution. All right. Now we're going to remember that because you're going to see that again sometime in this video. Okay, that was the basics. Now let's solve quadratics. As a reminder, quadratics are equations that its highest degree is 2. So you see the x squared there. This is a quadratic. If you did factoring or the quadratic formula, you knew that we had to have one side equal 0. And that's what we have here, except I don't have that middle term, what you would consider the bx, which would be between the x squared and the 81. So we're going to solve it using square roots. What you do first is you actually get everything that's not x squared over to the other side. So how do I do that? Well, just like in the equation, to get rid of this 81, I just add 81 to both sides. Then I'll have 3x squared equals 81. X squared is still not by itself. I've got to get rid of the 3, so I'm going to divide by 3. And this time I'm going to get x squared equals 27. So what do I do now? Square root. Remember, square root gets rid of a squared. Whatever I do to one side, I do to the other. And it is plus or minus the square root of 27. But you might want to make it into a decimal, round it to, say, the nearest hundredth. So you just put it in the calculator. In this case, round it to the nearest hundredth gave it a 5.0 or a -5.20. Okay, let's look at this one. Now this time the x squared is on the right-hand side. Deal with it. It's okay. You can leave it there. It's all right. But let's get rid of the 6 and let's get rid of the 2. So you always get rid of what's adding and subtracting first when you don't have parentheses. So I'm going to get rid of this 6, and I'm going to get a 64 equals 2x squared. Then get rid of the 2. And I should get a 32 equals x squared, which means my answer is positive or negative the square root of 32. This is what we call the exact answer. As far as the decimal answer, you get 5.66 or -5.66. I would consider the problem you just did as level 1, and this is level 2. So just a little bit harder, but not that much. And the reason I call that level 2 is because this time we have parentheses. So what do? Well, I've got to get rid of that squared first because it's dealing with the parentheses. So I just do the square root of this side. That gets rid of this, and the square root of this side. That gets rid of my parentheses, and I have x plus 3 equals positive or negative square root of 24. I'm not going to turn that into a decimal yet, because now I need to get rid of that 3, because I want to know what x equals, not what x plus 3 equals. So to do that, I'm going to subtract 3. Now, I'm going to suggest putting it in front of your radical. It just works better when you have a handheld calculator. If you have the decimals calculator, it really doesn't matter. So I get x equals -3 plus the square root of 24. And I also get x equals -3 minus the square root of 24. This time when I do decimals, they are going to come different because they're not equally distanced from 0. They're equally distanced from -3. So here are the decimals. 1.90 and -7.90. Now realize this is the first time where these two numbers are not opposites of each other. Okay, here we go. Now, does this look familiar? If you've graphed vertex form, this looks a lot like vertex form. So in a way you could say this is how you look at an equation in vertex form and solve for x. All right, step 1, we got to get everything away from the squared before we can square root. But we can't get rid of the things inside the parentheses. But I can get rid of that 75. How? Well, let's subtract 75 from both sides. Minus 75, minus 75. All right. So I have this x minus 3 squared equals -75. And now that the squared is on the outside, I got to deal with that before the parentheses. So I do the square root. It gets rid of this. Square root. I'll tell you what, straight up, if you don't see it, what I'm seeing, you will notice it when you get to the calculator because you're going to get some sort of error in your calculator. Why? Because I can't find the square root of a negative number. This just doesn't work. So the answer to this is no solution. And that basically means that parabola is not going to hit the x-axis. It's either going to be above the x-axis or below the x-axis. It's not going to hit the x-axis. All right, one more. Here we go. I got to get rid of the 3. I got to get rid of the 2 so that I only have my parentheses with the exponent left over. You always get rid of what's added or subtracting first, so let's do this. -3 on both sides. So I'll have 2x plus 5 squared equals 28. And then I'm going to divide this side by 2 and this side by 2. And I'll get x plus 5 squared equals 14. Now I have to get rid of my square by doing a square root on both sides. And I get, I'm going to put over to the side here, x plus 5 equals positive square root of 14. And I'll put over here, so I'll put or x plus 5 equals negative square root of 14. But I still got to get rid of the 5 on both sides. So I'm going to do that by doing a minus 5. So this one's going to be x equals -5 plus the square root of 14. I'll get that decimal in a minute. And this one is x equals -5 minus the square root of 14. All right, now let's get those decimals. Okay, x equals -1.26 and x equals -8.74. All right, that's it. That's how you do it. Now, go have some fun.